Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Van Toon.
And I'm Wendy Walsh. Welcome to this edition of Motor Trend Television.
This, of course, is the classic 1957 T-Bird. What a gorgeous car.
And it is fitting that we're driving this car today because Ford is about to reintroduce a new T-Bird destined to become a new kind of classic.
That's right. We're going to have the first test on that today. Plus, our cameras are going to go to Detroit for a test of two hot new sport utilities.
So stay with us. We've got all that and more up ahead on Motor Trend Television on Speed Vision.
Well, as much fun as this 1957 T-Bird is to drive, I was really impressed with how the new car performs and handles.
That's right. The 2002 T-Bird takes some of its styling cues from the original 50s model, but it's got some very high-tech twists.
After several years of development, concept car reveals, speculation, and pre-launch buildup, Ford's new T-Bird is ready for takeoff. We've driven it, track tested it, photographed it, and crawled over every inch of it in order to give you a feel for what 2002's version of America's favorite classic car is really all about. Motor Trend's experience is that reborn classics can be a double-edged sword. If the product genuinely delivers what today's breed of marketing whizzes call the brand promise of the original, it could be the next chapter in the model's success. If not, it can be a major league disservice to its much-loved forebearer. The 1955 through 57 Thunderbird is one of the world's most famous automotive icons. Created in a delightfully optimistic era, it projected youthful passion, wealth, beauty, and taste amid a sea of large domestic-only tin. Today, Ford is hoping that the stars and planets will again align as they did in the mid-50s. Perhaps the time is right.
With this new Thunderbird that's come out, they've reached far back to the Thunderbird's roots and really brought back something that looks extremely special going down the road, and you really feel special when you're driving it too.
First, it's important to understand the car's mission. The new Thunderbird isn't chasing Corvette or Viper buyers here. This is a personal luxury convertible, not a tire-burning muscle car. The laid-back T-Bird's closest targets are smartly tailored two-seaters like the Mercedes-Benz SLK, Audi TT Roadster, and perhaps even the much pricier Lexus SC430.
While we've had this car out in public, it has generated a tremendous amount of interest because people don't know what it is because they haven't seen one in the flesh before, but they know there's something familiar about it. They come up, we talk with them about it, and instantly they recognize and realize it's a Thunderbird, and there is that recognition factor because all the styling cues from those first Thunderbirds are still present in this one.
The new Thunderbird's foundation is based on the Lincoln LS/Jaguar S-Type's underpinnings. Don't think of it as merely a shortened, beheaded version of either.
So we've got a 3.9-liter V8, front engine, rear-wheel drive, 5-speed automatic. It is more of a cruising machine than it is a sports car, but it's still got enough to get you to 60 in the mid-7-second range.
It produces a respectable 252 horsepower at 6,100 RPM and 267 pound-feet of torque at a fairly lofty 4,300 RPM. It all works well enough, hustling the T-Bird to a better-than-we-expected 0 to 60 time of 7 seconds flat, with a quarter-mile performance of 15.28 seconds at 92 miles per hour. No, it doesn't have the lightning bolt surge of a Mustang Cobra R or Z06 Corvette at full song, but remember, it's a cruiser, not a racer. There's plenty of power for on-ramps, passing, and highway travel. The Thunderbird's main ride and handling target was Jaguar's XK8, a quiet, substantial luxury roadster offering crisp, if not race car-like handling and a supple ride. While the Bird doesn't quite match the way-up-market Jag's high level of sporty suppleness, We feel it's right on, given the car's mission in life. The T-Bird's power rack and pinion steering is about perfect. Well weighted and not overly fast or nervous on center. There's no slack in the four-spoke wheel, and gentle fingertip suggestions are answered quickly and precisely. We're happy to see that Ford also grabbed the LS platform's excellent four-wheel disc braking system. In front are 11.8-inch ventilated discs with twin-piston calipers. In the rear are 11.3-inch vented rotors. At the track, our tester stopped in 123 feet from 60, just a foot longer than the lighter V8-engined LS sedan. We'll have more on the new T-Bird later in the show, but up next, two mini sport utes go head-to-head at the track on Motor Trend Television.
An optional engine in this 1957 Thunderbird was this 312 cubic inch four-barrel V8.
And now it's time to test your Motor Trend IQ. Here's a trivia question for you. What are both the largest and the smallest displacement engines ever put in a Thunderbird? The answer when we...
Well, here's the answer to our engine trivia question. The smallest motor ever put in a Thunderbird was the 140 cubic inch turbocharged four-cylinder in 1983. The largest engine just 10 years earlier when the T-Bird packed a mammoth 460 cubic inch V8. Ah, so you think you know the answer to our trivia question. Well, here it is again. What was the first year of the four-door body style for the Thunderbird? The answer, 1967. Yeah, only 10 years after they built this sweet little two-seat convertible. Some of the greatest automotive designs of all time have come out of this building. They were at the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California, and this little Thunderbird looks right at home, parked in front. Now let's take an in-retrospective look at some great Thunderbirds of the past.
The birth of the Ford Thunderbird, ironically, was the result of something that was happening at General Motors in 1953, the unveiling of the Chevy Corvette. The Vet was produced in response to the demand for a two-seat sports car inspired by the kinds of cars American GIs discovered in Europe during World War II. Ford was caught totally off guard when the Vet debuted to rave reviews. So in 1954, the Blue Oval went to work and hustled the T-Bird into showrooms in time for the 1955 model year. It trumped the Corvette in several areas, since Ford claimed that the T-Bird wasn't really trying to capture the same customer base the Corvette was chasing. For instance, the T-Bird had a V8. The first Vets didn't. Nor did the fiberglass Vets have roll-up windows or a host of power accessories, which the Birds did. Ford sold more T-Birds than Corvettes right out of the box. But by 1958, research revealed that the buying public missed the extra room of a rear seat. So the 1958 Bird became a four-place automobile, and sales figures leaped. T-Bird's calling card was always style, not so much performance. So its sheet metal went through several big changes over the course of its life. In 1961, the Bullet Birds were born, with a look that took its lead from that era's emerging space race. Another redesign in 1964 made the T-Bird even bigger and more luxurious. In 1967, the biggest bird ever rolled from Dearborn, including a new four-door model that for the first time brought the Thunderbird's curb weight to over, gulp, 2 tons. By the early 70s, the oil crisis and a slump in new car sales saw the T-Bird become a derivative of other Ford models. And by 1977, sales were back up to speed with over 300,000 sold, the T-Bird's best year to date. The Aero-Look T-Bird arrived in 1983, and soon a turbo engine. Then the Motor Trend Car of the Year award in 1987, and a second Motor Trend trophy in 1989 with yet another makeover. After a short hiatus from the Ford lineup, the T-Bird is now ready to make a new millennium comeback. A totally new two-seat version is soon coming to showrooms, adding the next chapter to the legacy of this remarkable American classic.
Thunderbird does reflect the classic stylings of this original model, but we assure you it's much more than just good looks.
That's right. Ford is basing the new T-Bird on a shortened Lincoln LS platform. That means they can pack it with high technology for a very reasonable price.
When we look at the new Thunderbird, we see an unquestionable relationship to the design of the original 55. Check out the signature roof portholes, front fender grills, original style round headlights, afterburner taillights, and chrome tailpipes. Inspired by the original, yes, but styled with all new proportions and distinct lines. Carved by the wind tunnel as much as history, it's a fusion of modern crash protection, fuel efficiency, studied handling dynamics, and modern manufacturing techniques.
This new Thunderbird's body is made up of a bunch of different types of materials. We've got a molded composite hood and front quarter panels. We also have a composite rear deck, and we have steel doors and a steel rear quarter panel. So, you know, it all goes together great. You can't tell, but it saves weight and it works.
Inside, Thunderbird is as brightly clever, relaxed, and clearly heritage flavored as its exterior design. The standard interior is trimmed in black leather. Among the few options is a package in which the seats, lower dash, steering wheel top, and shift knob match the yellow, red, or blue exterior. The 6-way powered buckets with a manual lumbar adjustment are nicely contoured, supportive, and we particularly like the pinhole leather treatment. The area behind the seat contains a handy carpeted shelf for grocery bags or a purse. Bigger stuff must go in the shallow, 6.7 cubic foot, but well-shaped trunk.
This car is real intimate. It's got a nice, sporty cockpit, but an interesting story is that Jay Mays, the designer of this car, made a de facto statement saying that the trunk must hold 2 golf bags. And we tried it out today, and sure enough, 2 bags fit just right.
The dash, standard power adjustable steering column, instrumentation, and center stack should look vaguely familiar, especially if you've been in an LS sedan, though they've been tweaked a bit for T-Bird duty. One of those tweaks is the addition of real brushed aluminum trim on the dash and door panels. Main instrumentation consists of 2 large semicircular gauges, a 160 mph speedo, and a 7,000 RPM tachometer. A power folding cloth convertible top is standard, while the removable hardtop, replete with that all-important porthole window, is a $2,500 option. The top is easily removed, though at 85 pounds, it takes 2 to remove and stow it. Top down and windows up, conversation or music listening is relatively easy up to about 70 miles per hour. Ford did an excellent job on Thunderbird's alfresco aero tuning, without any need for screens or flaps to install or adjust. So what's it cost to own one? The base Thunderbird, called Deluxe Convertible, starts at $35,495, with the hardtop equipped premium model topping out the range at $38,995. A fully loaded premium model with hardtop will set you back $39,795. So when can we expect to see new T-Birds on the street? The assembly plant in Wixom, Michigan, near Detroit, has already started cranking out the 25,000 units that will make up the 2002 model run.
The specialty retailer Neiman Marcus had a unique marketing opportunity. They offered 200 special edition T-Birds, and they sold out in less than 2 hours. And beyond that, Ford has already pre-sold 16,000 units. Of course, the Neiman Marcus cars will be among the first to be delivered, but I mean, this car doesn't even go on sale till midsummer 2001.
We're enthused about it and largely satisfied with Ford's new Thunderbird. It's attractive, both as a heritage piece and as its own design statement. It appears well-engineered, nicely built, and packs miles of style. There's plenty of feature content. Development dollars were invested in the right places. And this T-Bird for the new millennium is reasonably priced. Moreover, the new Bird delivers an enjoyable driving experience, one that will serve everyday needs if asked, or more likely, for a nice, long, top-down road trip. The perfect top-down weekend getaway toy for 2. Nice job, Ford. It's nice to welcome back a legend.
Well, that brings this edition of Motor Trend Television to a close.
If you want to know more about anything you saw on the show today, pick up the new issue of the magazine on newsstands now.
Or you can go to our website, motortrend.com. I'm Wendy Walsh.
I'm Steve Van Toon. We'll see you next time right here on Motor Trend Television on Speed Vision.
For more automotive information, log on to speedvision.com.
You know, when this car first came out in 1955, it was designed to compete with a Corvette.
Oh, but we assure you, it's much more than just good looks.
Oops.
Good night.